Ever since I could walk, football was my life. I wasn't just playing for fun, I wanted this. I spent every day training, pushing myself harder than anyone. Rain, cold, injuries, it didn't matter. I had one goal, to make it as a professional footballer. But in my house, I didn't matter. My parents only cared about him. My younger brother, the golden child. At just 17, they were already calling him the next big star. They paid for his private training, hired agents, and lined up scouts. They chose him. Me? I was just there. I remember asking my dad once if he could help me find a team, like he did for my brother. He didn't even look at me. You? Stick to street football, lad. You'll never make it big. And my mom? She'd sigh. Stop being jealous of your brother. He's got talent. You should be supporting him. So I stopped asking. I stopped hoping they'd care. At 18, I finally got my chance. A trial for a huge club. And I earned it. Not through my parents. Not through favors. I made it happen. I walked onto that pitch with one thing in my mind. This is my moment. I gave it everything. Each round, I dominated. The officials noticed. They whispered. They nodded. I knew I had something special. For the first time in my life, I mattered. And then my parents showed up. They'd never come to my matches before. But now, when I was this close to success, now they wanted to talk. That night, my father sat me down, arms crossed. His voice was calm, but cold. If your brother isn't joining that team too, then you're out of this family. I stared at him, waiting for him to laugh. He didn't. It's simple, my mom added. If you sign that contract and your brother isn't part of the deal, you're dead to us. I felt sick. They didn't care about me at all. They didn't care that I worked for this, that I earned it. They just couldn't stand seeing me succeed instead of him. I begged them. Please, just let me have this. Just once. My dad scoffed. You're not better than him. If you think you are, then you're not our son. And my mom? She turned away like I was already gone. The next day, I stood in front of the team officials, pen in hand. The contract was right there. I could hear my dad's words in my head. You're not our son. And I walked away. I don't even know why. Maybe because, despite everything, they were still my family. Maybe because, after years of being pushed aside, I believed I didn't deserve it. Maybe I just didn't want to believe they'd really throw me away. But they did. I went home, thinking maybe they'd say they were proud. That even if I didn't sign, they'd finally see me. Instead, my dad barely looked at me. Good. Now don't embarrass us again. That was it. And the worst part? My brother never even made it. The scouts lost interest. The agents moved on. He wasn't ready. But I was. And I let it slip away for people who never cared about me in the first place.